see Gillian Pincock.
Oh, Mr. Thompson,
Yeah.
is it? Can I get you to sign in?
Yeah, no problem.
Where she is. Absolutely boiling in this room.
Alright.
Fire.
Yeah.
Did you drive up this morning?
No, stayed at
Yes, I
the
did.
Yeah, stayed at the mother last night.
Ross, there's two things for today. One is that you've got your records for you.
Yeah,
Okay, you
brilliant.
can take them away,
Yeah,
away with you
yeah.
on your way. We did front desk will get you
Yeah.
on them, so they're there and ready for you. I don't know, did Alison manage to get in touch with you to tell you that?
No.
No, okay. Alison Gordon, who's the manager of fostering and adoption service, had emailed me at the beginning of the week to say, did I have a contact number? So I explained that the number that you had given me was only, maybe only for that. I wasn't sure. But you had an email address, but I wasn't sure if she'd managed to get in touch with you to let you know that we were going to be here or not. So
Brilliant.
are you okay with that one, do you know?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So the other purpose for today is really just to really look at the letters that you've sent and actually sort out what the complaint is. Okay. Obviously then I'm going to have to go away and do some work before we answer your complaint. But because there's a few things in the letters, there's some stuff that we won't be able to deal with. But there's obviously some stuff that we would be. So there's the very first letter that you sent, which was about your information. Okay, doke. And you got a response from Lynn about that, saying that they checked all the records and there was absolutely no evidence that anything had been given. Because they do, I mean, I've got your records now, and it was like getting through Fort George trying to get them. So, are you happy with that bit?
Not at all, no.
Okay.
The reason being, there's too much been said by various different people. I know my records have been accessed.
Right. And I mean,
there's things in my very personal things between me and my mother that people are talking about, and they've said to my face.
Okay.
And
I don't think they come from Highland Council.
Right. Would these records be anywhere else?
No. And you get them today. You will get them today, and you will be able to go through them. No, I mean, even for somebody within Highland Council to get your record, they have to put a request in. They've got to say exactly why they want the record, and they have then got to say, and then they've got to put the record back. Now, at this point in your life, we couldn't share any of that. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you're saying, but there's people in Leicester know about things between me and my mother.
Okay.
What that happened 22, 23 years ago.
Okay. I wouldn't know how they would have got that information.
Well, that's what I don't know, which is why.
And I think what Lynn's trying to say is it didn't come from Highland Council records, from anybody accessing your record here. The only thing...
just over a year ago, I signed some blank. I didn't know what they were. Subject access request forms.
Can I ask what context you signed them?
I was deceived into signing them, basically.
Was it in relation to a job or your medical records?
It was. I was going to a place. I've had long-term illness for 15 or 16 years, trying to get help back into work. And because I don't look ill, they never took my illness into consideration. So after a couple of months, they got me to sign these forms for us, because we didn't take your illness into consideration. We're going to change your course. It's a pile of forms, and I just said, sign that, sign that, sign that, sign that. Never heard from them again. And then, all of a sudden, people that I know were talking about
I would guess that what they've asked is that they access your medical records.
Yeah, my medical records, my bank records have been released as well.
So, but they certainly didn't ask for Highland Council records.
Yeah.
And so nothing has been released from Highland Council.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, Ross, because I've got no idea what's in the records.
Yeah.
But when any child goes through the looked after children system, there will have been correspondence probably with a medical person way back at that point.
Yeah.
If I mean I don't know. I'm just that my perhaps thought would be that any information that's been gained by anybody else has been accessed via your medical records.
Yeah.
But not via Highland Council records. Because they certainly have not been accessed.
Yeah.
There would be no need for them to get your records from Highland Council now.
It's just there's things in there that people have said that how could they possibly know about that without having those records?
I mean, you know, as you would...
Can the police access these records?
Not your Highland Council, not unless they were investigating something where you made an allegation against somebody who was employed by Highland Council.
Right, okay.
That's
the only way they could access that.
That's the only way.
How detailed would my police records be when I was a child?
I've got no idea. I honestly would.
Yeah.
I mean, to be really honest with you, it's even very difficult for us to get any information from the police.
I've tried myself and I difficult they are.
I mean, it's not an easy. It's not an easy thing to do. I mean, even when we're employing somebody, and as you know, we have this protection of vulnerable groups system in Scotland.
Yeah.
And when somebody completes one of those forms for us, as a manager, I don't even get to see the returned form. All I get is it's clear or it's not clear. So I don't get the detail of why something wouldn't be clear. They won't even go to that length of detail with us because they see it as being good business. Do you think they were looking for police records when they got you to sign all those forms?
Well, they were working with the police. The police thought I was involved in various things that I proved I wasn't involved in. And they've basically used every dirty trick they can to get rid of me.
I mean, I think that really needs to be taken up with them.
I've taken it up with them.
And so in terms of your Highland Council records, they've not been accessed with them, and Highland Council certainly haven't shared any information at this point with that. I can see that you're not happy that they have information. The only thing I can say to you is they haven't got it from Highland Council. There's been no request, there's been nothing. Okay. So it might be worthwhile looking via the medical route.
Well, there's things that are from my social work records that wouldn't be in the medical route.
Well, what might be in your medical records would be social background reports and things.
In there maybe,
like
I say, there's very specific things that shouldn't be in my medical records that have been accessed.
I don't know the bottom line. I absolutely don't know. I mean, from our point of view, there has been nothing shared. And so how they have come across that information, I don't know. I think I would be going back and asking them exactly what they accessed, what you gave them permission for.
Well, I didn't give them permission to access anything. And basically, when I found out about this, the police came around and threatened to get me convicted of being a paedophile, so that's the level we got to.
Okay. And is that all settled down now?
No, not at all, no. Police won't give me a phone, which is why I don't have a phone number. I've been made homeless, I've lost my medical care, I've lost everything. Because I stood up for my rights against the police.
And are you taking that further?
Yeah, of course I am, Okay.
So in terms of the other issues that you brought up these were the other two letters that you wrote to Bill Alexander. They've both got the same date on them. One was about the family whose care you were in Drumnadrochit. Now, what I would say to you is, if you are making an allegation of abuse against them, what we would be saying to you at this point is, you need to take that to the police.
Right, okay.
Okay? Now, and so we would not investigate that complaint. That would be a police issue. Okay? And I wouldn't, we wouldn't be getting involved in that so that we didn't target, we didn't taint any evidence, basically, in any way. Okay. So that's where I would say to you with that one.
Go to the police,
go to the police. I suppose what you really need is dates and times and stuff like that. Okay. So that's the first complaint. That's the one about the kids throwing stuff at you, and then you then being moved. Okay. Are you happy to do that, Ross? Are you happy to take that complaint to the police? Okay. The second one's a wee bit more. The second letter here is a wee bit more complicated, and I suppose that's the one that's we're trying to work out more what the actual complaint is. Okay. So you talked about glue sniffing.
I think there were 6 or 7 kids caught sniffing glue.
Okay. And then you talked.
It was pinned on me. The police told them all to blame it on me so they wouldn't get expelled from school.
Okay.
I was at school in Drumnadrochit. It had nothing to do with me. It would be months after this. One of these kids' mothers stabbed me in the street.
Okay.
Now, why was I used for a scapegoat for those kids?
And again, what I would be saying is, maybe that's something that needs to be taken up with the police. If it was the police that actually took those allegations. What I can't find, and you will see in your own records, is anything about this stabbing.
There won't be anything about the stabbing, no.
Okay. Were you treated in hospital?
No, the woman that actually stabbed me, her son came out and told her it was nothing to do with me, took me into her house and cleaned me up.
Okay.
That's the stab wound on my hand.
Have you got any idea about dates or anything else that you can remember?
I remember there was something they kept. I was ill when it happened. The week they got caught sniffing glue, I was ill. I had a stomach bug, and they kept trying to get me to go for a urine test, and I said no because I've got a stomach bug. But it was because they thought I was involved in getting these kids in the sniffing glue.
Again, I can't actually see that in the record, but if it was, although I would have thought it would have come into your record if the police had been involved and had then passed it on.
But the police obviously used that to cover it up. That there was one of the kids' fathers was high up in the army. I was basically used as a scapegoat so they could carry on with their lives normally.
And in terms of being used as a scapegoat, what happened, Ross, in terms of...
They got to go back to school.
They got to go back to school.
They didn't get expelled, nothing happened to them. And it's permanently in my records. It's in my police record, it's in my medical records. And a doctor last year put false information into my medical record saying I have long-term substance abuse problems. And the only place that could have come from is that incident.
Okay, so again, he's made an assumption that isn't true.
Yeah.
Because presumably, if you've got long-term substance abuse, then you would still be abusing substances.
Yeah.
Presumably you're not.
Yeah.
So again, the issue is the way in which somebody has used the information that they have.
Yeah, it's where they've accessed it.
So really, can I just ask you, Ross, is the complaint complaint really about the access of the information? Is that?
It's not only just the access of the information, it's the stuff that was happening to me while I was in Highland social care.
Okay.
I'm not disputing the fact that I deserve to be in.
Oh no, I know.
I got in a lot of trouble. I did a lot of things I shouldn't have done.
Okay.
But I shouldn't have been blamed for that. I shouldn't have been stabbed in the street for something that was nothing to do with me.
Okay. I suppose I'm trying, in terms of...
I should be protected from that kind of stuff, not put in a situation like that.
Yeah, I totally agree. What I'm trying to understand is your complaint about the way that the police dealt with something.
Well, it's not just the police. I was in social care. I shouldn't have been involved in that. I wasn't. I was Drumnadrochit, not Culloden.
Yeah.
How could I possibly have been involved in that if I was in school?
Yeah. I mean...
They've all got to go on and live their lives normally, while I've had to deal with that for the last 20 odd years.
And you will see from your records that there was a concern, but it did not mention this incident.
What was their concern?
There was a concern that you might have been abusing solvents.
Yeah, that's... Is there a date?
Yeah.
Yeah, well that's...
But it doesn't relate to that incident as far as I can
That
see.
is that incident.
Well,
Why else would I have been blamed for abusing solvents? I've never abused drugs in my whole life.
I mean that's not that isn't what comes out in your records, and you'll be able to see that for yourself. I mean, I'm not trying to hide anything. So you'll be able to see that.
But that's...
I mean, the concerns at the time were voiced by your foster carer at the time, and by your brother actually, and by the school, but not in an allegation way. My understanding is
it stemmed from that.
Okay.
See, I didn't know anything about that.
Okay. There's no mention of this.
Until that happened.
Right. There's no mention of this in the record.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there won't be, because, like I say, the only reason I knew about it is because I got stabbed in the street.
Right. Okay. When you got stabbed in the street, where were you living at that point, Ross?
I'm pretty sure it would have been Lochardle.
So would that be with the Robertson family?
Yeah, that's what it would have been, yeah. Because it wasn't at that time, it was maybe 6 months later that I got attacked in the street.
So, is it fair to say then, Ross, that your complaint is, from this situation's point of view, that Highland Council, because I can't, what the police did, you need to complain to the police, but from Highland Council's point of view, are that they failed to protect you?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
That's my complaint, is it?
It's just I just need it to be absolutely clear, so that you know what I'm going to look at, and so that the response then meets what the complaint is. So, have you got any idea? I mean, you've said here in 1994, 95, sometime in 94, 95. Have you got any idea when that was?
That would have been the solvent issue that you've mentioned. The exact date of that was when they would have got caught sniffing glue.
And I don't know that, because that's not, it's not in your record.
Yeah, but that's when that happened. solemn abuse.
So, and you didn't receive any medical attention following that stabbing?
No.
And did you tell anybody about it at the time? Subsequently ever tell anybody about it?
No, I spoke to other kids, the kids that got caught about it.
Okay.
They all told me it was the police that told them to blame it on me. Did you have any, and so you never, did you ever have any direct contact from the police about that incident? No.
Right.
So it was basically, I was used to cover it up, basically.
But nobody ever approached you about it?
Not from what I remember. I used to get taken to children's panels for all sorts of things that I didn't do or knew nothing about.
So other than these boys telling you that that's what the police said?
Yep, and that boy's mother.
And then the boy's mum? Yep.
She told me all about it as well, and she went and phoned all the other kids' mothers.
Okay. And so what did she tell you, Ross, that
they'd been told by the police that I'd got all these kids into sniffing glue or solvents, whatever it was they were caught sniffing.
I'm just going to read back to you what it
Yeah.
So, your complaint is that Highland Council failed to protect you during the period of 1994-95, which resulted in Ross being stabbed by Edward Tierney's mum.
Yeah.
Okay? At the point of this stabbing, you didn't receive any medical attention.
Yeah.
You didn't tell anybody about it at the time, and you didn't tell anybody else later, but you did speak to the others who were involved in the incident.
Yeah.
They told you that the police told them to blame it on you.
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't have any contact. The police didn't approach you directly about this situation at all. And then later, another woman. Do you know who that other woman was?
Not sure. It was one of the other kids' mothers.
Okay. And Edward Timoney's mother also told you that they'd been told by the police that you had involved the others in this.
It was after the incident I found Edward Timoney's mother that the other kids told me about what had happened.
Right, so the stabbing happened first.
Yep. And then I was speaking to them in the street and they all told me what had happened.
Then, okay, right, okay, so it wasn't really until after the stabbing
that I knew anything about it.
Okay. I'll be honest, Joss, I'm not sure how much we're going to be able to dig up for you around this.
I mean, like I say, I was used for a cover-up back then, so it was probably brushed under the carpet anyway, wasn't it? So.
Well, I mean, I don't know, and what I will do is do my
a record in Culloden Academy of that happening.
Well, I think I need to go and find out.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the thing that I need to go and find out. The kind of process normally is when a complaint like this comes in, the first records that we would get would be the records that we have immediate access to, which would be your Highland Council records. So I have them at this moment in time. However, because, I mean, this is, there's certainly in any records, and you won't get that, because we're not allowed to share with anybody any other records, if that makes sense. So if there's any school records in your Highland Council record, we're not allowed to share that, because that's not seen to be our record, okay, without permission of them. So what I need to go and do is find out if I can access your education record. Now what I won't be able to do is access these boys' education records, because that won't be allowed from my point of view. But what I will be able to do is find out where your education record is. Okay. Now it'll be archived away somewhere, in the deepest bills of somewhere. So that just might take a wee while for us to get it out. But that will be my next step. Will be to get your education record, to look at it again with your social work record, okay, and try and marry up what's going on between the two records. In terms of the allegation, again, I'll just go back to that, about the foster carers from Drummond Droghett, we would urge you towards the police with that allegation, okay? And you know, you're absolutely entitled to do that. I don't know if those people, they certainly are not foster carers for Highland Council, I know that's one thing that I can tell you. I don't know where they will be or not be, but then that would be up to the police to look at that. In terms of this incident, what I have to do is look at the records. Okay. I suppose then what we have to look at is what could Highland Council have done to make that any safer? And bear in mind that they didn't know about the incident. I think that's going to be quite hard to be able to give you an answer to that.
Somebody knew about it. I don't understand why it was pinned on me.
I think maybe that would be a police question, to be honest. The other thing that I will try and do is when I've gone through your records, what I've tried to do is see if any of the workers who were involved are still employed by Highland Council. And unfortunately, most people are not here anymore because of the significance of the time. So that's something that makes it even more difficult, because goodness knows where any of those people are. Certainly, if there are any people around who have got anything to do with the records, then obviously we would also speak to them to see if what their recollection of it is. Again, unless it's written down, the chances are
like I say, I left this stuff behind me, but it's the police that have dragged it all back out and told everybody about all this stuff.
So do you think then, Ross, that your complaint is with the police?
Well, part of my complaint's with the police, but my complaint to you is why wasn't I protected from that?
Right. Okay.
I shouldn't have been involved in some stuff that was going on in Culloden Academy when I was a drum and rocket.
Okay, take that on board.
I shouldn't be getting stabbed in the street over something that had
Absolutely
nothing to do with me.
Absolutely not. I suppose my question is, if we didn't know about it,
Yeah.
how should we have protected you?
Traumatised about it.
Yeah.
I mean, who was going to believe me over the police?
Yeah, I get that, but the fact that nobody seems to have known anything about it.
There's obviously the solving of these things in my records.
Yeah, I mean,
That's...
do you want me to go and get your record?
Yeah, if you could, yeah.
So that's the thing that came from the school, but it came from Glenurquhart High School.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's all it says. Okay, and then
I remember they were wanting me to go and get urine tests.
Right.
Because I'd been ill.
Because you hadn't been well.
And it was because they thought I was abusing solvents because of that incident at Culloden Academy.
Okay, and then there's a bit here. There's another bit about it, which again is from Glenurquhart.
Yeah.
And then there's the bit. This is what I was saying to you. Ross's brother Scott's worried that Ross. Okay. And there's a bit about dismantling lighters. But I can't find anything in your records that relates to that incident you're talking about. Okay. okay? But I'm going to let you take that away and you can read it. So that's the information that I've got about that. You'll be able to see I think, yeah, and again that's just about the foster carer. But you need to take it away and you need to read it.
Read it myself.
Okay, and read it yourself. Okay, but that's the bit that when I got that, the information I got. Now, there's obviously there's these wider social background reports, which at the time we'd be written for panels and things.
Yeah.
Okay. Until, but we have a look at that. Okay. And
so the stuff from the panels not in here?
Yeah.
Oh, they are in there.
Yeah. Panels is all in there as well. Okay, so anything, all of the correspondence, and anything like that, the reports that were put forward to the panel and everything is all
in there as well.
Okay. So it may well give you some answers. It might not. It might just give you more questions. Okay. What I would say is that is the total. That's just, I've got the original file at the moment. That's a copy for you. My copy, as far as I can see from that, is no different to your copy. Okay. So there's nothing else there, and as I say, the login around who's got it and who hasn't got it is there too. Okay, so what I need to do is go away now and try and get your education record. Okay, I have to look at that with what's in here. Okay, and then I will respond to you. I suppose from my feelings right now, I'm a bit worried that you're not going to get any answers. I'm just not sure that there's. So I'm going to be able to access it then, doesn't mean you're going to be able to access it. But what I will assure you is that I will try my best to get as much information as I possibly can. I say I would urge you, if you feel strongly about the issue about the foster carers, that you make a complaint to the police about that. And certainly that's where that allegation would be dealt with. Because it would be deemed to be a criminal offence, we wouldn't investigate that for fear of them taking any evidence that the police may find. Knowing that they may actually pull up old police records and anything else that's happened, but that will be up to them to discuss that with yourself. Okay. Does that seem reasonable, Ross?
I think so,
We're still not happy about the information sharing.
There's no way to know about what's in that without somebody having access to that.
I don't know how they've done it, because they haven't got it from us, that's all I can say. The only issue that there may be is that there are social background reports from children's hearings in your medical file. And that would have been part of the process at the time. That's the only, but the only thing I could suggest to you is you make an application for access to your medical file.
I've been refused my medical file.
Why?
Because I'll tell you why. Because it proves conspiracy to murder.
But you've got a right to have your medical file.
I've been refused. They're still refusing. It's now been July last year.
And have you gone to the Ombudsman?
I've gone to everybody I can. I've gone to Medical Council, I've gone to NHS England, I've gone to the police.
And do your medical files still sit within NHS England?
I think my medical records have been destroyed by now, I think. Because GPs put false information in. There's fabricated documents being put in the DWP's computer system about me being suicidal and having drug abuse problems, various other things.
Okay.
police are refusing to take crime reports off me because everybody they used against me is going to say the police told us to do it, or the police got us to do it.
Well, have you ever used an advocacy service or anything?
No.
Have you thought about doing that?
Nobody's going to help me.
Well, I don't know what it's like in Edinburgh, so that's kind of where your main living at the moment. But certainly in Highland, there's a pretty good advocacy service who will do things on your behalf.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, sometimes they've got avenues that they can take, you know, to help you to get the information that you're looking for. And my understanding was that if you requested your medical records, that they had to give you them.
Yeah, that was my understanding. It's now been 6 months and they're still refusing. There's 2 doctors and 2 mental health experts who put false information into my medical records.
And are you registered with a GP in Edinburgh?
Yeah, I am now, yeah.
Okay. And have you thought about accessing your records via that GP?
They won't give them to that GP. That's how serious this has got, basically. Basically, I've made a fool out of the whole of the UK police force, and they plan to get rid of me and make it look like suicide. And I probably sound like a nutcase, but
no, I don't think you sound like a nutcase.
if you went through that,
I don't think you sound like a nutcase at all.
Yeah.
I just think it's crazy that you can't get what's due to you.
Yeah.
So